Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Savannah Chrisley made Dad, Todd, pretty damned impressed. Savannah Chrisley has made her father, Todd, pretty damn impressed. This was more than likely something Savannah needed to hear. She has been stepping up for her family ever since her parents went to prison. Savannah has been the backbone that has held all of them together. So for her father to say that probably meant more than it would for most. Keep reading to find out more. Savannah Chrisley steps up. Savannah Chrisley has had to step up. When her parents found out they were going to prison, she had to take on a lot of the responsibilities. This was a shock to everyone. Savannah ended up gaining custody over her two younger siblings. She has been taking care of Grayson and Chloe the entire time. She also has been advocating for her parents and fighting to get them released. Julie's sentencing got appealed, and Savannah is hoping they can get their mother home sooner than they thought. Todd Chrisley is proud of his daughter. Savannah gave a speech at the Republican National Convention. Todd Chrisley was able to tune in and watch it live from prison. Timmons was told that he was proud of his daughter. Fans are glad that Todd got to watch his daughter speak. She has never been shy to stand up for what she believes in. Todd was proud of his daughter and agreed with everything she had to say. Todd and Julie continue to fight for their freedom along with their family, friends, and fans. Todd was able to watch Savannah give her speech. This meant a lot to him, and he was proud of his daughter for speaking up for her beliefs. Savannah was one of the many guest speakers at the convention. Todd is still serving a lot of time in prison. However, Savannah continues to fight for the release of her parents. Todd cares the most about getting Julie home as soon as possible. For Savannah Chrisley, life hasn't just been about surviving, it's been about rising. In the wake of her parents, Todd and Julie Chrisley's incarceration, the 26-year-old reality star has stepped into a new chapter of unexpected leadership. But what no one anticipated, least of all Todd, was just how well she'd wear the crown. From a prison phone booth in Florida, Todd Chrisley sat in a khaki uniform, gripping the receiver, his voice full of disbelief and pride. "I'll be honest," he said with a slow southern drawl, pausing dramatically. "I'm pretty damned impressed." And he meant it. The source of that pride? Savannah's growing media empire, her fierce guardianship of Grayson and Chloe, and a bold new direction that surprised even the sharp-tongued Chrisley patriarch. The hustle behind the glam. Back when Todd was in control, Savannah often played the role of the fashion-forward daughter, witty and loyal, but rarely seen at the helm of major decisions. The family business, that was Todd's territory. The legal strategy, also Todd's. But since both parents were sentenced to prison for financial crimes, Savannah found herself not only mourning their absence, but forced into a crash course in crisis management. "I thought I'd be lost," Savannah admitted in an emotional podcast episode recently. "But something happened. I tapped into a version of me I didn't even know existed." She didn't just hold the family together. He told a prison staffer who overheard the call. She turned herself into a force. Chrisley and Company 2.0. It began quietly. A few revamped branding deals, a podcast rebrand. But then came a string of viral moments. Clips from her podcast, Unlocked with Savannah Chrisley, where she discussed grief, justice reform, and single-handedly raising her younger siblings. The audience leaned in. Then came sponsorship deals, a mental wellness campaign with Dove, and a soon-to-launch fashion and self-care line inspired by healing through heartbreak. "I watched her speak truth into a microphone and move thousands of people," Todd said to a fellow inmate, shaking his head in disbelief. That girl used to panic over picking a nail color. The new brand, called Gracefully Savage, has already attracted whispers of TV interest. with production companies reportedly circling for a fresh reality reboot centered around Savannah, her siblings, and her double life as caretaker and entrepreneur. "I wanted the name to reflect who I've had to become," Savannah said. "Soft, but not weak. Kind, but not naive. Graceful, but savage when necessary." Todd, long the king of branding in their family, apparently approved. "It's the first thing with the Chrisley name on it that I didn't micromanage," he said with a laugh. And she nailed it. The moment that changed everything. According to insiders, the moment Todd knew his daughter had transformed came during one of their routine calls. Savannah had just finished negotiating a deal with a major lifestyle retailer. On the phone, she read Todd the final contract, line by line, explaining each clause like a seasoned executive. There was silence on the line. Then Todd, usually bursting with feedback, simply said, "Well, hell, darlin', you've outmaneuvered me." She laughed and replied, "Don't worry, Dad. I'm still billing you in spirit." What followed was one of the most emotional conversations the two had since his sentencing. Todd reportedly teared up and told her he regretted how often he underestimated her strength. She was always more than a pageant girl or a reality show kid, he told another inmate after hanging up. "But I didn't see it clearly until now." Grayson and Chloe, Team Sav. Raising her younger brother Grayson and niece Chloe hasn't been easy, but it's been the core of Savannah's transformation. School pickups, therapy sessions, tough questions, she's handled it all. "She's Mama Bear now," Grayson told a friend in a viral TikTok clip. "And she's kinda scary sometimes, but in a good way." Chloe, meanwhile, has taken to calling Savannah her Shiro, short for she-hero. In her podcast, Savannah confessed, "There were nights I cried in the bathtub, whispering, 'I can't do this.' But then Chloe would sneak in and just say, 'You got this, Vanna,' and I'd pull myself together." Todd was particularly moved when Savannah shared that story with him. "Julie would have been proud," he said, voice cracking. "Hell, I'm proud, and I'm not easy to impress." A bit of Todd in her despite Todd's confinement. His fingerprints are all over Savannah's approach. The sharp wit, the zero tolerance for liars, the crisp wardrobe. Todd's influence is undeniable. But it's also clear Savannah is forging her own brand of leadership, less domineering and more collaborative. "She's got Todd's fire," a source close to the family said, "but she's leading with heart. That's Julie in her." Savannah herself acknowledged the balance. "I inherited my dad's boldness," she said in an interview. "But I try to match it with my mom's compassion. That's how I survive." The path ahead. There's still legal uncertainty ahead. Julie's resentencing hearing looms, and Todd's appeals continue. But no matter the outcome, Savannah has already stepped beyond the shadow of her famous last name. She's become something entirely her own. When asked what his biggest regret was during a recent prison therapy group, Todd replied, "Not telling Savannah sooner how damn proud I am of her. I thought I had to lead everything. Turns out I was raising a leader all along."